Ladies and gentlemen, a partisan hometown crowd here in Chicago for CM Punk.
Oh, that's right. CM Punk is in front of his hometown followers, and that's what John Cena is going to have to overcome. You know, I have never seen this much hometown emotion.
Tonight, John Cena has walked into a sea of proverbial sharks. No one has ever faced circumstances like this. Not only is his WWE title on the line, King, but think about this. The history, the legacy, the future of this entire company rests on the shoulders of that man.
I don't know. It may be just more pressure than John Cena can handle.
Gentlemen, this contest is set for one fall, and it's for the WWE.
And here we go. Will this be CM Punk's ultimate moment to disgrace WWE? Will he leave the company with the 50-year legacy of the WWE title?
I wouldn't doubt it for a minute, Cole. CM Punk always seems to get the job done when the pressure's on. And this hometown crowd is certainly going to do their part. You know that.
Well, without a doubt, King. I just saw a sign that said, if CM Punk loses, we riot. And here's CM Punk.
He's got him up. Man, you want to know what I don't understand? It's this following. I don't understand all the fans that follow CM Punk when what he is saying is, if he wins this big match tonight, he's turning his back on all these people and leaving.
The problem is Chicagoans are a very proud people. We see it here tonight. And what is ironic is Chicago has been a great WWE city. Perhaps the best over the last 40 or 50 years.
Yeah, Michael, but what a slap in the face it would be tonight if he wins and says, goodbye, everybody. I just don't get it.
Neither do I, King. I wonder if the crowd here in Chicago would change their tune if CM Punk walks away. You'd have to think they'd be upset over their hometown hero walking away, or maybe not. I don't know. This entire situation is just so complex.
This is a weird feeling. I don't know if I have ever experienced anything like this. This crowd is going nuts.
Well, here in Chicago, CM Punk is called a hero. But in other places, he's called a rebel, an anarchist, or simply a traitor. People have called him selfish and jealous and delusional. But one thing we do know is CM Punk has refused to sign the latest contract offer to stay with the company. At midnight tonight, CM Punk is leaving WWE, and he may be doing it with the WWE title.
Well, we're going to find out. But I don't know how smart it is to say no to one of the most lucrative contracts ever put on the table by Mr. McMahon. Aw, CM Punk is just so cocky with that little smile of his. I mean, it makes me sick. How can you bite the hand that feeds you? Mr. McMahon has done everything to make Punk happy, and now he wants to lead with the WWE Championship, which was created by Vince Sr.
Who will ever forget 1997 Survivor Series? Mr. McMahon was forced to screw Bret Hart out of the WWE title.
That's it. He's done.
John Cena is doing everything in his power to ensure that...
There's the cover. Can he do it? 3.
He did it. And here we go. Will this be CM Punk's ultimate moment to disgrace WWE? Will he leave the company with the 50-year legacy of the WWE title?
I wouldn't doubt it for a minute, Cole. CM Punk always seems to get the job done when the pressure's on. And this hometown crowd is certainly going to do their part. You know that.
Well, without a doubt, King. I just saw a sign that said, if CM Punk loses, we riot. King, the McMahon family has been promoting fights since the early 20th century. It all started with Mr. McMahon's grandfather, Jeff McMahon, who was a prominent matchmaker in both the boxing and wrestling world. And tonight, CM Punk may very well flush the near 100-year legacy down the toilet.
Oh, man, without a WWE Championship to promote, I don't know what Mr. McMahon would do. That title is why everybody in the locker room works so hard. They want the gold. And without it, there's not much of a reason to compete. I'm afraid to say it, but I fear for WWE's future if CM Punk wins.
And so much is at stake if that happens, King. If CM Punk wins, 4 generations of McMahon promoters will potentially see their legacies obliterated.
Well, you'd have to assume that there are plans in place for a 5th generation to make its mark on the industry. Of course, all that's in jeopardy here tonight. You know, I agree that Mr. McMahon is doing everything in his power to keep this title here. What I don't agree with is how Mr. McMahon put extra pressure on John Cena over the outcome of this match.
You know, come on, Vince McMahon did say that, hey, I take calculated risks. That's how I created my empire. But he did admit that he's afraid that John Cena won't beat CM Punk here tonight. He did what he had to do to secure Punk a deal, but it didn't happen.
Well, I just think there's a better way of going about the whole situation. But we'll find out soon enough. This is a weird feeling. I don't know if I have ever experienced anything like this. This crowd is going nuts.
Well, here in Chicago, CM Punk is called a hero. But in other places, he's called a rebel, an anarchist, or simply a traitor. People have called him selfish and jealous and delusional. The one thing we do know is CM Punk has refused to sign the latest contract offer to stay with the company. At midnight tonight, CM Punk.
Incredible move by John Cena.
Ask any superstar what their favorite arena is, and nearly every one of them will tell you this one here tonight. There's something about the acoustics coupled with...
Oh, my! His shoulders are down.
2.
Well, we've always known John Cena...